Like that old guy Australia, like, share, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube. Out in the beautiful Goulburn out here. There's the girls. Hello, girls.
Pancakes are on.
There's my favourite Woolworths fan. Oh, you know I didn't do that one. Girls are making pancakes. This is what I want to get. You see one of these? It's got a flow hive. Australian made. Bee friendly. It's got a little system at the back there which you can't do. Lovely little doors on it which you can't see. But anyway. Kim and Cam's new property, 110 acres out here in Goulburn. It's fantastic. Really enjoying it. I'm just showing you around. Normally it's the ocean I show you. We've got the chook pen up. It's got to build the chook pen inside for the roosting. And you know, you can hear the bird song, I'm sure. Oh, gorgeous little things. Oh, it's beautiful. And this is the most important thing I've got to show you. Now, I hope you can see that. That's the bullseye. We're talking about 70 metres. And Joe, that's Joe. She got the closest. 5 shots each. Joe got nearly shot at bullseye. Oh, by the way, I better show you. Her first one. Check this out. Like, you see that? She got that one there. Here's the first one. Nearly missed the target. Little 22, little Lithgow. There's no scope, it's only got one sight, so bloody hard to see. Anyway, so this is the property. Compost bins. That's going to be the new garden bed, which the previous owners let go. Kim's going to grow pumpkins and things in there. There's the old chook pen, which he's not going to put a girl's in there because we've got the new one. And Cam's been out with the ride on yesterday. Got some garden beds going here. Got more to go yet. There's about another, and a huge hothouse they're building. But anyway, we've got some things going there and a beautiful morning sun. 110 acres of beautiful bush. We walked right down through there yesterday, up over the hills. And up behind us, up there, you can't quite see it, but it goes up in a really steep hill to the top. And that's where I'll be going to get some pigs next time when I come back. Bloody pigs up here. They're so destructive. And got 2 big dams, one huge dam down over here. I don't think I can show you, it's too far away. But it's a beautiful big dam. It's even got a little island in it. Anyway, this is the property. It's bloody lovely out here. It really, really is. We came out to help Cam's on an operation on Tuesday, and he'll be out of action for 10 or 12 weeks. So that old bloke Australia, he's come up, and I've been slapping the brush and the roller around, and Emily and whatever else has to be done. And Joe's been putting in furniture and helping them out, you know, and we've had evening cook-ups with a shoot-off. Now, there are a number of issues I could have talked about today that I wanted to, but the biggest one, I think, certainly in Australia, not the biggest, but one of them anyway, and everybody disagrees, is Woolworths have backed down with their mandates. They've issued a policy statement which rambles on for, you know, a good A4 page, where they defend their position and their decisions, as people do. I can tell you that a lot of companies here in Australia are beginning to know and see that the writing's on the wall. Now, I know we're rushing in all sorts of directions. We've got, I don't watch the news, but I get sent stuff, and I know Kerry Chance apparently been out. Oh, God, isn't she the most foul being? Saying that the new variant, you know, K13B8264/5 paragraph 6, the new variant of the SARS-CoV-2, is running rife in Victoria, and we know the elections are on down there, and we know that the lockdowns are looming. And we also know that the current situation that's happening, there's still as many people in hospital now as there was when this supposed variant came out. And keeping in mind they've never supplied pure verified isolates of SARS-CoV-2. So how they get a variant, I haven't got a clue. And how they even test for it, nobody wants to know or ask or tell us. So, putting that little bit of information aside, because people go, ooh, anyway. Putting that little bit aside, it also highlights the depths they're willing to go to as we rush headlong into this. There's evil fighting good, and they're desperate to get this locked down. As we said the other week, as I say in all my videos lately, Antonio Guterres from the UN came out with a public address saying that him and Klaus Schwab had decided to bring Agenda 2030 forward. And that's what they've done, and they're doing it, and it's gone hell-mel. Now we've got all of the police forces in Australia and the news bulletins in Australia echoing and parroting this thing about domestic terrorism. If you watch the one on the NSIS in New Zealand, where they said that anybody who speaks against the government's narrative and weren't happy with lockdown restrictions and the steps that the government deemed necessary to take to bring this outbreak under control, they too are now being classed as domestic terrorists. They want people to watch them, keep an eye on them, and report them, dob them in, because at any moment they might go and shoot a politician or something. This is the depths of idiocy that the media is pushing. Now, they're not doing it because they believe it. They're doing it because they're told to. They're told to do this. And if you looked at those, as I said, those TV stations all around the world, they're saying it all over Europe, right through America and England, here in Australia, New Zealand, they're saying the same thing. This is the big push. They said they were going to bring Agenda 2030 forward, and they're going to do it. And because we know, if you know, you know, that Agenda 2030 involves the installation of a one world police force, and this will be run by the UN. We know that. On the other hand, you have businesses like Woolworths that are backtracking. They're panicking. They're not fully aware of everything that's going on. But they do know that there's been various court cases, like with that Sydney school teacher from Canada Bay, who only recently just won her court case against the Department of Education. She, in essence, is the first crack in the big war. And now the dam started leaking. Those particular lawyers, I think, got about 40 cases left before them now, and they'll have more after they've won this one now. I know my Joe's part of a litigation. There's lots going on that you're not being told about or you're unaware of. You don't know that Sydney Trains, to avoid a court case, reinstated all unjabbed people. Reinstated them, and not only did they reinstate them, they backpaid them. All Sydney Train staff were backpaid and reinstated. Taxpayer-funded money, we know that, but that's what happened. They did not want to get it into court. They knew they'd lose. But that shows how many people on Sydney Trains were against this and walked off. It was just mad. And teachers are the same. We've met them at rallies, and they're telling you there's about 2,000 really, but no, there was a hell of a lot more. We met them at rallies, we were talking to them, and it's just amazing. They told you the absolute lies. I know in America, for argument's sake, 96% of the population have refused the third cupcake. They're not having it. So the lies they've been telling you about percentages, here in Australia, we estimate it's around about 30% have had two. Yeah, it's just bullshit. The ones who are most susceptible, particularly in Australia, are the older people, my age and older, who are just so stupid, really. They just don't have the brain power, and they're so fearful, and they're tuned into the TV on a regular basis. And that's all they ever watch. That's where they get their information from, and that drives their fear. And we understand that. But it's idiotic. If you can't look around now and see how you were fooled, I don't know if you'd ever wake up. 99.7% recovery rate. The only two drugs known to work taken off the market. And now they're being reintroduced to people under different names, but they're the same damn drugs. Iva and Hydri. And we know this. You've been lied to, and you must suddenly sue it. You've got to sue it sometime. So the amount of cases in hospital now are way more than in the middle of the pandemic. But 95% of these people have had 2 or more cupcakes. So this is now not a pandemic of the unjibby-jabby. No, it's a pandemic of the jibby-jabby. So the only way they can cover this is say there's a new variant. There's a new variant. I'll tell you what the new variant is. It's the fucking jib. I apologise. Didn't want to swear this morning, but there you go. Hang on. It's got to be Chief. Chief and Bonnie. So that's what's happening. So they're laid in Canada Bay as one a case. That's going to be a bit of a trickle. That'll start a flow from the dam. And I know there's well over 2,000 cases currently before the courts. In fact, they've pretty much jammed the courts up with these cases. But companies like Woolworths are realising they can't win this. So they've issued this dam statement. It's half a kilometre long, and right at the very end it says we'll remove all jibby-jabby mandates and other measures that were put in place. Remember how the arrows on the floor were going to save your life? Yeah? But Woolworths didn't have a guy in a hazmat suit spraying the baskets and giving you one, or the trolleys and giving you one, and then at the other end, taking your mask off you and spraying the trolley that you had and putting it back for the other people to use or the baskets to use with hazmat bins outside all the shops. So none of that. I mean, please wake up and see the idiocy of what happened. Look at what happened. There was nothing scientific about any of it. It was just bullshit. And you just swallowed it. Oh. But not all of us. A hell of a lot of us didn't. But now we've become the number one enemy. Now the push is on, and you keep watching the news, over the coming, say, 6 months or 8 months, that push will be on to tighten legislation whereby they can just come and arrest people for domestic terrorism. That's the next step. This is part 3 of about 6. You watch. We know this is happening. We may not know the timetable or how it's going to unfold, but we know exactly what's going to take place. And they come out and tell you publicly, like Antonio Guterres, and Klaus Schwab, they come and tell you publicly and you take no notice. You don't even look at that. You're too busy watching a duckling ride on a Labrador's back and going, oh God, that's cute, isn't it? Oh my God, look at that hummingbee's wings. Look at that, super slow motion. Oh God, they're beautiful, aren't they? And everything's been dug out from underneath you. And then just one day you'll be standing there going, oh my God, look at that chicken laying an egg. And down you go into the hole, it'll be gone. And you won't even know what's happened. But anyway, I'm going up. The girls are cooking. The pancakes ready? Yes. I'm going for pancakes and coffee. Got a little bit more work to do. Then we're going to go and play 9 holes of golf. And then we're heading back down the South Coast. Peach saying, like that old guy Australia. Like, share, subscribe. And we'll catch you soon.